Price elasticity of supply, PES, is a measure of the responsiveness of quantity supplied to changes in price. The formula for calculating it is percentage change in QS divided by percentage change in P. PES is positive because according to the law of supply, as price rises, quantity supplied increases and vice versa, implying a positive causal relationship. A PES that is greater than 1 implies that supply is price elastic, which means that a change in price will result in a more than proportionate change in quantity supplied. A PES less than 1 implies that supply is price inelastic, which means that a change in price will result in a less than proportionate change in quantity supplied. So, what is the shape of a price inelastic supply curve? Remember, the formula for PES is percentage delta QS divided by percentage delta P, which can be expanded and simplified to Q2 minus Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 multiplied by P1 over Q1. Have a look at these two supply curves, and let's calculate the PES between 2 points on each curve with the same percentage change in quantity from 30 units to 40 units, which is a 33.33% increase in quantity. However, on S1, an increase in price from 1 to 4.75 is a 375% increase in price, giving us a PES of 33.33% divided by 375%, which is equal to 0.09. This answer is correct to 2 decimal places. Whereas on S2, the increase in price from 1 to 1.5 is a 50% increase in price, and that gives us a PES of 33.33% divided by 50%, and that equals 0.67. This answer is correct to 2 decimal places. Do you notice how both values of PES are less than 1? This means that supply is price inelastic for both curves, even though one is steep and one is relatively flat. But because both curves begin from the x-axis, supply is price inelastic. What about the shape of a price elastic supply curve? Take a look at these two supply curves, and let's calculate the PES between 2 points on each curve, with the same percentage change in quantity, from 10 units to 17.5 units, which is a 75% increase in quantity. However, on S1, an increase in price from 2 to 3 is a 50% increase in price, giving us a PES of 75% divided by 50%, which is equal to 1.5. On S2, however, the increase in price from 2 to 2.25 is a 12.5% increase in price, and that gives us a PES of 75% divided by 12.5%, which equals 6. Both values of PES are greater than 1. This means that supply is price elastic for both curves, even though one is steep and one is relatively flat. But because both curves begin from the y-axis, supply is price elastic. What about the shape of a unit elastic supply curve? Have a look at these two supply curves, and let's calculate the PES between 2 points on each curve, with the same percentage change in quantity, from 10 units to 20 units, which is a 100% increase in quantity. On S1, an increase in price from 1.5 to 3 is a 100% increase in price, giving us a PES of 100% divided by 100%, which is equal to 1. Whereas on S2, the increase in price from 0.5 to 1 is also a 100% increase in price, and that also gives us a PES of 1. Both values of PES are equal to 1, which means that supply is unit elastic for both curves, even though one is steep and one is relatively flat. But because both curves begin from the origin, supply is unit elastic. What about the case of three curves with the same slope and steepness? The same holds true. In all three cases, the price increases by 50%, but the increase in quantity, which is 10 units on each curve, differs in percent terms. The increase in quantity is 100% on S3, 50% on S1, and 33.33% on S2. Therefore, on S1, the PES is 50% divided by 50%, and this is equal to 1. On S2, the PES is 33% divided by 50%, which is equal to 0.67. And on S3, the PES is 100% divided by 50%, which is equal to 2. S1 shows unit elastic supply because it intersects the origin. S2 shows price inelastic supply because it intersects the x-axis, and S3 shows price elastic supply because it intersects the y-axis.